Hello, Tachahao, and welcome to another episode of the TWIG Mini. As usual, I'm your host, Kelvin. I was away last week because I wasn't feeling myself. But I'm back. I'm back in a hot seat, as you can see. We set this all up just for you. Right, so this is a very interesting week because we'll be talking about a lot of highlights that happened this week, starting with the PlayStation 5 review, Apex Legends Season 7, EA's next-gen games, and so much more. So stay tuned and don't go anywhere. Starting off with the first news, we'll be talking about the PlayStation 5 review, but before we get into the chunky reviews, I got a bit of bad news because if you're living in Southeast Asia, anywhere in Southeast Asia besides Singapore, you might have to wait to get your hands on the PlayStation 5 until 2021. Why? Well, you have to ask Sony. Because as of today, two weeks ago, or 2 months ago, all the Southeast Asia pre-order has been open if you are in Singapore. And the console itself will release on November 19th. If you're living in Malaysia, well, unfortunately, if you make your pre-order, doesn't mean that you might get your hands on the console. Well, there is a cure. If you are like everyone else on social media, you've probably seen it, the stupid PlayStation 5 filter, oh, I bought this for my boyfriend, I bought this for my... If you don't know what I'm talking about, hold on. This exact filter, right? You see it? It's a fake PlayStation 5. If you're doing this, don't do it. Bad, no. But all those jokes aside, I'm serious when I say you can't get your hands on a pre-order because according to Sony Asia, we can confirm that the PlayStation 5 will become available in Malaysia, Thailand, Philippines, Indonesia, and Vietnam, and that we are currently in the process of preparation towards the launch. Sony Interactive Entertainment System will make announcement on Malaysia, Thailand, Philippines, Indonesia, Vietnam release dates and pricing when we are ready. So keep a lookout on our local announcement on PlayStation 5 releases in respective countries. Well, that's a load of bullshit because it's so freaking vague that we don't know when we can actually get our hands on the PlayStation 5 if you're not in Singapore. Even if you have the money, you place your pre-orders. Again, you don't know when you will get your PlayStation. But don't fret, there are a bit of good news in all this darkness because you can actually start pre-ordering all the games on PlayStation Asia's website. However, the games are priced starting from 249 all the way to 459 ringgit per game. So I'm assuming if you're paying for the AAA titles, you will be paying almost 500 ringgit for that one single game. So, well, you win some, you dim some. And talking about the console price, we have here, we are just converting this from Sing dollar, the PlayStation 5 digital version will cost you anywhere from 1,828 ringgit to almost 2,000 ringgit, and the physical version you might be able to get it from 2,197 to about 2.5k ringgit. So, well, if you do have the console, please let us know your thoughts and opinion. And now going to the review itself, I have went through like a dozen YouTube channels, 1,000 journals, and these are the highlights that I found that might kind of tickle your interest a bit. Starting with the first highlight, I want to talk about the amazing user interface, which we covered 2 episodes before. It's basically where you're able to see and control everything with the press of one home button, such as the media capture, friends list, like a mini Discord where you can talk to your friends, share stuff, stream, group chats, sharing to socials, and so much more. And we kind of find out that the media capture captures up to 4K, which you can just capture your gameplay, post it on socials, Twitter, Instagram, I guess, and also share it with your friends. The other highlights is the activity cards and online guide. So we also covered this a couple of episodes before, where you can bring up activity cards while you're playing the game, and it will show you how many hours you have been playing, how many minutes you need to pass this level, and most interestingly, the online guides. So from the examples that I've seen on Kotaku, it states here that Demon's Souls remasters come with 180 separate tip videos to guide you through difficult times. So we all know that the Soul series always comes with the synonyms of difficult, hard, what the hell am I doing, I'm gonna break my controller, and so much more. But don't worry, this time around if you have the PlayStation 5, you can bring out the guides that will guide you through the levels that, well, if you're a noob it will be hard, but if you're a pro, it won't be a problem for you. But a tip, a guide, that's always helpful moving forward in a game. Next up on the PlayStation 5 highlights would be the amazing customizable SSD. Well, from all the reports we've seen, the PlayStation 5 digital and physical version comes with 625GB of internal storage. There's no news on the external storage when you can purchase it. Is it going to be official PlayStation? We still don't know much about that. But looking at the breakdown video that was highlighted a couple of episodes ago, you can actually go out and buy the external SSD that you use on the PC, install it there, and hopefully that it will just run no problem. A bit of an example of how powerful the SSD is. Kotaku actually came out and tested Miles Morales, and it took them 20 seconds from home screen to playing the game. Just a bit of comparison, they also tested the same game on the PlayStation 4. It took them 82 seconds starting from home screen to the gameplay itself. Well, if you're an incel, you just stay at home, go online, you most probably have seen the game-breaking speed of the SSD. There was a Witcher video out there that actually showcased how quick the SSD is, to the point that it broke the game. You can see Geralt, the main character of The Witcher 3, clipping through the game itself, and well, that actually shows you how fast the next-gen SSD is. Last but not least, we have the DualSense controller that everyone is praising and complimenting about, and from Game Informer, this is what they quoted. Whereas video games have mostly relied on sight and sound to convey important information, there is now a tool that will readily allow developers to bring sensation into the equation. DualSense, first of its name, achieved this through two separate tools. The first one, complex vibration-based haptic feedback, and the other, adaptive triggers. On the last episode, we actually talked about how the adaptive trigger works. It's basically fighting back as you are playing the game, which gives you a more enhanced, in-depth feel of the game that you're playing. How difficult it is to shoot a trigger, how difficult it is to just do a task while the trigger is fighting back against you. Oh, there's actually one more. Backwards compatibility on the PlayStation 5. If you still have a whole load of PlayStation 4 games, please do not sell it off just for that quick buck for you to buy the PlayStation 5, because the PlayStation 5 actually allows you to play PlayStation 4 games, and personally I think that is an amazing feature for the PlayStation 5. And also, if you pair it with the SSD that you get on the PlayStation 5, it basically cuts down all the loading times for all the games such as GTA, The Witcher, and all the big AAA titled games. So yeah, that's all the highlights from the PlayStation 5 that I found that might, well, kind of tickle your interest and maybe perhaps make you purchase the PlayStation 5 than the Xbox Series S or X. As of now, we can't really do a one-to-one comparison of the Xbox and the PlayStation 5 because, well, it's just not there yet. Maybe next week? I don't know. So please don't forget to tell us in the comments below, will you be getting the PlayStation 5 or will you be getting the Xbox? I'd really like to know. And moving on to the next news of the lineup, we will be talking about Apex Legends Season 7. Have you tried out Horizon or the map Olympus? Because personally, I think Olympus is such a beautiful map with the green, with the purple, with life in the map itself. Surprisingly, the map is so much more bigger than what we've seen in King's Canyon and also World's Edge. You actually have a trident to move from point A to point B, and at first I hated the trident, right? Why would you want a car in an FPS game? And when I was playing on Olympus, it made sense, because for you to get from point A to point B just on foot, well, that's going to take you a very long time, and there's so many open spaces that you might just get ambushed from, right? But all that aside, if you have been following the Apex Legends news, you actually will see a lot of people online starting to, well, hate on the Season 7 Battle Pass. Because personally, when I played the Battle Pass, I was playing with two of my real good friends on Discord and Steam. I played 4 hours, and I had 1 win, 20 kills, all that shebang, and I only gained 1 Battle Pass level. And I thought to myself, this could be me being a bad player. And I went online and started digging, and I went into a whole rabbit hole of it. So it's not just me, because everyone online has been saying, and for example, this guy I found on Reddit, our Apex Legends, he said, I'm proud to announce that after all 5 daily challenges, 20,000 XP, 3 top 5s, and 1 win with 8 kills, I finally hit Battle Pass level 2. And just to give you an example from last season, if you were playing the Battle Pass, if you revive 5 squad mates, there was 1 Battle Pass level. But in Season 7, respawning 15 squad mates is 2 stars. Just so you know, they have switched from XP system to the star system. So for you to level up from one Battle Pass to another, you have to get 10 stars. And how do you get the stars? is basically completing your daily challenges, which give you anywhere from 1 to 3 stars, your weekly challenges that gives you anywhere from 1 to 5 stars. And it became such a grindy process that everyone started complaining, saying that Apex is starting to be greedy. You know, after six amazing Battle Pass seasons, they are implementing something so horribly wrong, making you grind to get your Battle Pass, which you paid for, right? So tell us what you think in the comments below, because I personally ain't a fan of it. But on the bright side, I'm a huge fan of Respawn. I love what they've did so far, and there's only one thing we can do: complain and wait for them to improve the whole Battle Pass system. Moving on to the smaller news, well, this is a bit interesting because in July to September, in that third quarter of 2020, Activision Blizzard has made $1.2 billion just purely from microtransaction itself. The huge chunk of it comes from Modern Warfare itself, and this is the whole $1.2 billion, which is equivalent to about 5-6 billion ringgit itself. Majority of it Modern Warfare, and the rest is all the other games such as World of Warcraft and other Blizzard Activision games. Well, that's bloody crazy. 1.2 billion in 3 months. And talking about another company having a great financial year, Nintendo has came out and said that this quarter itself, they have made 209.3% increase in operating profit on a year-to-year basis. This is basically with the Nintendo Switch 2.0, Animal Crossing, and the whole Miss Rona that has going on until today. So just a bit of a quick breakdown. Animal Crossing New Horizon has shipped 14.27 million units in the first half of the fiscal year, reaching a lifetime of 26.04 million units. Super Mario 3D All-Star has shipped out 5.2 million units. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe shipped 4.2 million. Well, all of this are just Nintendo boasting how great their sales this year is. We talked about it on the podcast earlier today. It's all great that Nintendo is making so much money, but what we want to see is them creating a whole new IP besides all of the games and names that we have seen again and again from Nintendo. Take Pokemon for example. It's been 2 decades, it's the same format, nothing new, there's no wow factor anymore, right? And even with Zelda Age of Calamity, it's nothing new. It's basically just a reskin of Dynasty Warrior where you fight 1,000 different people and you're basically God, just fighting through an army alone. I personally want to see them taking this, how much is it again? This 209.3% increase in operating profit and do something basically new that we have never seen from Nintendo. I mean, I understand that they play their cards real close, they like to do it traditional way, but I just want to see something brand new from Nintendo that we have never seen before. Well, that's all the quick highlights that we have for you guys this week. It's been crazy. Do you like Apex Season 7? Because I'm in love with the game besides the whole Battle Pass shebang. Also, tell me what do you think about Battle Pass. Have you bought it? What do you think about it? What games you're looking forward to EA? Because so far they have announced the next gen Battlefield and also a next gen Need for Speed. Personally, I want to see a next gen Star Wars series. I don't care what is it, single player, multiplayer, shooter, lightsabers. I really look forward to a next gen Star Wars game. But just before I go, don't forget that we're doing that Steam 100 Ringgit giveaway. You can find it on our Instagram page here at Epic Arcade Pod. We're doing a Steam 100 Ringgit giveaway, so don't forget to participate. We'll be announcing the winner real soon. And if you are participating, good luck and all the best. That's all from me. My name has been Kelvin Tay, and with me in the studio we have Afike.
Hello.
And Joe. And that's all the time I have. I'll see you guys next week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, bell button, share it with your friends. We have a podcast that we release every weekend called Epic Arcade Pod. You can find it on iTunes, Google Podcasts, or wherever podcast is casted from. Until then, I'll see you next week.